I ain't drunk. I'm just drinking.
But you're so high.
Oh man, you know I ain't high.
But you're so high.
Yeah, well I just take a little sip every now and then.
But you're so high.
Bam! Hey kids, welcome back. Hang on, my camera's all goofy. Yeah, it's still goofy, but that's okay. It is a beautiful Thursday night. It is like 55 degrees out. It's really, really cold out for this time of year. And I have a quad frame to review. I have not done quad stuff in quite a while. I'm going to be honest with you. I fell back in love with my old passion of boats, which has been around since I was, let's see, I'm 44, since I was 10, so yeah, 34 years. Got back into boats, and honestly, quads kind of fell by the wayside, but I still love flying and whatever else. But after all the birds that I've built, and I've built a lot of birds, those of you that know me, what you've seen on the channel is about an eighth. I built a lot of quads that I sold to people and things like that. And there's only very, very few companies where I truly like the frames. And a couple of them are still in business, a couple of them still aren't, but very, very, very few. One of those, however, is Moka, as we all know. I am probably the biggest cheerleader for Moka frames because I personally know the guy, the gentleman who designs them. We used to talk a little bit more, and part of that's my fault because I've been traveling a lot, been doing a lot of work, and I honestly haven't been doing quads as often. I just haven't. You know, my passions have taken me elsewhere for a little bit, but I still love birds. I still love flying and all that good stuff, but I haven't done a good old-fashioned build and a quad review in a while. So my buddy at Moka said, hey, I came out with a new Gryff frame, and the Moka Gryff is one of my favorite quads. The Moka Gryff, the Gryff Lite, and the Moka Simplex Pro and the Moka JJ are my favorite frames, bar none, of all the birds I've built. And I've built just about everything. Just about. Quite a few. Barring maybe the last 6 months. But anyway, those are my favorite birds. So he says, I came out with the V2 Moka Gryff. And I said, V2? You know, he came out with the Moka Gryff original, which I really liked. I even have the prototypes that he made that nobody else has ever even seen of the Moka Gryff, because he's a buddy and he's like, hey, I want you to have these, you know, and they're just really cool. And then he came out with the Moka Lite, which I built a bunch of those. Very, very nice bird, and I built a few for other people as well. And then he came out with the V2. He goes, would you be interested in reviewing it? And I said, I would love to. So I wanted to see this thing. So he sent it to me. And not only am I going to review it, right after I get done with this little quickie review, this isn't going to be long, I'm going to do a build video because I have not done a build video in a while, and I'm going to kind of combine it with a rant. I'm just going to bullshit with you guys because I haven't, you know, my boat videos are a little different than quads because it's, you know, it's boats, you know. So we're going to sit here, we're going to build a bird, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. So here it is. Bam! The Moka Gryff V2, and I love how he packages these. You know why? Because it reminds me of, remember Fun Dip? Those packets of pure fucking sugar, and they came with a little sugar stick, and you licked the stick and you stuck it in the sugar and you ate it. That's exactly what this reminds me of. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's been a long day. But anyhow, that's what this is. So he even printed me off the 3D prints for this, which I always tell my buddy at Moka. I said, don't bother doing me prints. Just send me the file. I have a 3D printer. I can make my own. But he did this because he wanted me to do a true factory review with the Moka colors. So we got 2 arms there. We've got 3 arms there. So we have a spare arm. We've got 2 sides. We've got a nice thick base. Very nice. We've got a little TPU Moka pod thing there for one of those screwy can antennas, which we're still going to use a far view because that's how I am. Far view rules. And this is the front TPU, which is interesting. This is a very cool looking frame, by the way. I have checked it out. I haven't put it together, obviously, but here we go. And then we've got the front and rear stamps that hold the frame together. And we've got the hardware. And what Moka does, 8mm and 16mm, what he does with these is, I said this to him the first time I think he ever sent me a bird, and I have built a fuck ton of Mokas. I think it's safe to say I've built more Mokas than Moka. It's probably safe to say. But I said, it's kind of annoying that your screws all come in with these, they're all, you have to unscrew them. And he goes, that's my quality control. I thread every one of them by hand to make sure the screws go into the standoffs. I'm like, dude, that's rock and roll. That's really cool. So let's take some measurements here. There's the hardware. Very simple bird to put together. Where's my my cheap ass calipers? Goes with my cheap ass hat can. Are you kidding me right now? I lost it. Oh, so annoying. It should be like right here. That's okay. I can't find anything. All right. So what do we got there? 5mm arms. Very nice. And there is a spare included. So we've got 5 arms. For those of you that are new to quads, it's not called a quint. It's 4. So you have a spare arm. And looks like 3mm, 2mm, 2mm. So there you go. There's my measuring. Oh, there it is. All right. So let's just double check. Yep. 5mm arms. What did I call this one? 3mm on the plate. Yep. 3mm. And I think I called 2mm. Yep. 2.5. Whatever. Very good. And then we've got the braces for that. So what we're going to do is we're going to slap this pig together real fast, and we're going to weigh it, we're going to overview it, and then we're going to do a build video. Bam! Rock and roll. So I will be right back. Give me 20 seconds. And we're back. All right, it's been like 15 seconds now. It's been a little bit longer than that. But here is the finished product. Very, very cool. I like it. I like how we've got the antenna mounts coming off of the back on the TPU. We've got, like I said, the can fitment for the antenna. It's going to hold a micro camera, obviously. We've got a 20x20 or a 30x30 FC controller pattern on there. Couple things to note on this. Beautiful bird so far. Went together perfect. The one thing that's nice about Moka, and anybody who has found any different, please comment on this video, but he always insists on the best carbon out there. I mean, his supplier, whoever that is in Canada, just absolutely TNA, just freaking perfect. And matter of fact, a year ago or so, I had bought a bird off of Moka, just for one of my own. It was probably a Moka JJ, or it was probably a Moka Simplex Pro, or whatever it was. And I got it, and he said, hey, the one that you got was kind of a funky batch of carbon. I didn't love it, so I'm sending you another one. I mean, so he's very anal about that. But a couple things to note. The carbon's amazingly thick. If you're going to break this, if you use the spare arm, I'll be impressed. But as with any frame, and I recommend this on any frame build or quad build, don't tighten anything down. Screw every screw in halfway, and then finish putting all the screws in, and then after everything's fitted up, then tighten everything down. But a couple things to note on this. The thing that's cool about Moka frames is most of them, and correct me if I'm wrong, Moka, most of his are symmetrical or a bilateral setup. Okay, so there's no difference. Like this plate versus this plate are identical, and this plate and this plate are identical or symmetrical. The arms are symmetrical. Everything is. So you can't really fuck it up too bad. But something to note when you guys are putting this thing together, I stepped on something. The front arms go below the base plate, and the rear arm goes above the base plate. Okay, so keep that in mind, because if you put them both on top or both on bottom, you'll put these side frames on and you'll be like, dude, this doesn't fit. It does fit. It's just that's how it is. So they are stepped just a little bit. Kind of a cool concept. Can't imagine it has any flight characteristic issues, but whatever. So let's whip out the scale that rarely lies. Turn it on. See what this all-up weight is. And by the way, this will take 5-inch or 5.5-inch props, FYI. So I think it's a 220 to 220, I believe. So let's see what we got on grams. We've got 91 grams. So very, very good. Not bad at all. As we all know, I'm not very weight conscious of my quads. It's like, you know what? Put enough muscle in it. Make sure it's robust. It's one thing having a light bird, guys, but again, it's like, okay, I want a carbon fiber boat hull, or I want a super thin, super light quad frame. That's all well and good until you fucking hit something and destroy it. So I would rather just put the extra muscle in the motors and the ESC and just fly the shit out of it and have it tough when I crash, because we've all seen me fly, than to have some dainty ass little flower thing going on. So I apologize, quick interruption. So anyway, I would rather have it robust and be able to take a crash than not. So very, very awesome bird. I love the Moka Gryff. This is the V2. We're going to do a full build video on this and a flight, and we're going to see how the characteristics are, but I'm pretty sure I know it's going to be great. No problem at all. But again, pay attention. Front's lower, rear's higher. And with all of Moka's stuff, he posts his TPU prints for all of his frames on Thingiverse. So if you have a 3D printer or a buddy who has a 3D printer, you can print your own colors if you're not into the standard Moka stuff, which is really cool because I do that a lot. I'll print stuff that's like half black, half white, or whatever else, and so it's pretty neat to do. But either way, gonna be a solid bird. I'll put the link in the description of where you can get it, and then stay tuned. We're gonna put up the build video. So be right back. Keep shiny side up, kids. Bye.
Gangnam Style.